Let's talk about everyone's favorite Afton, Michael H. Afton. The H stands for, how are you alive? Well, if you can even call him alive at this point. In the world of comic books, there's a rule. No one stays dead, except Bucky, Jason Todd, and Uncle Ben. Two of those people are alive now, so you get the idea. Deaths in fiction get rewritten all the time, and in some situations, they aren't even meant to be dead, or they're too important to be dead, and too popular to stay dead. William Afton falls into these categories, and so does his son Michael. William has died a bunch of times, so we're not even going to talk about him. We've done that enough. Michael Afton should be dead, twice in fact, but somehow he's not only still walking around, he's technically been going around without the actual inside bits that are meant to, well, keep you alive. So how is that possible? Let's go back a bit. So, how did we get here? Well, I'm sure everyone already knows this part, but Michael Afton is eldest son of one of the strangest family trees in history. His father is a walking, murderous yellow rabbit. His mom might exist, but we don't know if she's actually even alive, or if she even existed at any point in history. A sister who got lured in by ice cream and is now a 7-foot-tall animatronic circus girl, and a dead brother that he had a hand in killing by putting his head into a big yellow bear's mouth. His life is, and this is an understatement, pretty rough. He's crushed by guilt, not just because of what he did, but from what his father's done to others. He's made it his life's mission to put them all to rest. It's believed that he's the main protagonist of the original series, going to every location and trying to fix all the wrongs. And one of those stops was Circus Baby's Pizzeria and Rentals, the place where his sister was. Michael was hired to perform maintenance tasks, but while he's there, he's secretly looking for a way to free his sister from the shell called Circus Baby. While there, he comes across a machine called the Scooper. What the Scooper is supposed to do is dismantle animatronics by taking out what's inside of them. That sounds normal enough, but then you look at the blueprints and you wonder, is minimum wage really worth it? You see, the Scooper has a second function. It injects remnant, aka soul juice. It makes them kind of possessed, or gives them the properties to be possessed. Now, the Scooper was meant to be used on robots that are metal, not people who are, well, flesh. Michael goes to the scooping room and gets hit by the Scooper, ripping out his skeleton and everything else from inside, killing him, while leaving a little bit extra. It's also pretty funny that Mike just kinda stands there while a giant spoon gets ready to rip him apart. I guess he couldn't be bothered. Hey man, I don't blame you. I get tired sometimes too. And what this did was replace Michael's insides with nothing but a layer of remnant, giving his flesh the properties of remnant, like a magical skin suit. But instead of getting Spider-Man powers, you get the smell of rot. Not a great superpower, I know. Once Michael was hollowed out, Enid shows up to take over, taking Michael's skin for a test drive around the town, as if it was a new car. Of course, they didn't really have walking down yet. Ever played co-op? Yeah. Enid gets some good use out of the body, pretending to be human for a while, which I'm not entirely sure what they were doing. Did they get another job somewhere? Maybe at a store. Or maybe they kept the tradition up and were a night guard. I wonder if they paid taxes. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm getting off track. Okay, so Enid pilots Michael for a few weeks, but Michael's body is decaying because, again, at this point, it's just skin. There's nothing keeping his body, well, alive. So naturally, everyone starts to notice the smell because he smells really bad, kind of like a dead body. And his skin is turning purple. It's not meant to be like that, right? More people are realizing what's going on. So Enid sees the writing on the wall and bails. Just before they bring any more attention to themselves, they already escaped the facility, so they won in their own way, leaving Michael's corpse on the pavement. Now there's nobody left inside the body, and it's game over.
You won't die, you won't die, you won't die, you won't die, you won't die.
Michael somehow stands up. Well, what's left of him stands up. But wait, how is there even a soul here? Everything was scooped out of him, right? So there shouldn't be anything controlling him. In theory, sure, but Michael has always been there, but more or less watching. Watching as he was being moved around. I'd compare it to Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy is mostly an empty suit, but it's still being controlled. Now that Ennard is gone, Michael can move freely. Because of the remnant that was injected into his body, he's able to possess his own body. Does that technically mean he was revived? Well, anyway, his soul has been bonded to the body, like tape on a broken chair. And you may not recognize him at first, but I assure you, it's still him.
Me.
Now let's think logically for a second. Can a human with no digestive system, no heartbeat, no blood flow, or oxygen live? Yes. No, I was lying. That's impossible. But we can't think logically here. He's a corpse, running on ghost fuel. He's a zombie. No, wait. Would he be a revenant? Whatever. Anyway, he's undead. The same way Freddy, Chica, Foxy, and Bonnie are possessed, that's Michael. Except no metal. Purely flesh. That's kind of what happened with William. Sure, he's controlling the suit too, but that's because there's a body in there. Now what does this mean exactly? Well, for one, it's super gross. But for two, it means that possessing in FNAF is more complicated than if you die in a suit, you take it over. You don't need to possess an animatronic. You can get a body too, under the right circumstances. How many others could be revived this way? And remember, this is Michael's first death. I could talk more about his second and plausible third death, but that one's a bit more of a reach. Remnant does have a weakness, fire. At least, that's what it's meant to be. William Afton didn't get the memo. Overeating is potentially able to neutralize the effects permanently. That's why almost everything in FNAF has to end in a fire. When the object of possession disappears, what happens? Do they jump to the next remnant-filled object? Or do they just vanish? It's hard to tell, but I'm leaning on vanishing, like they do in FNAF 3. And Michael gets burned for his second death. That happens in FNAF 6. This may be his final true death, but some people think he's Glamlock Freddy, which I suppose it could be that, but that's a Mr. Fantastic level stretch. But stranger things have happened. So yeah, how did Michael Afton survive being scooped, puppeteered, and left as a corpse? The answer is Remnant, or, soul juice. Hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me if you did. You can show it by leaving a like or subscribing. Thanks for watching. Later.